Alright guys, we're doing a quick Halloween horror game tier list, okay? My own opinion. I don't know how I'm going to rank these. I don't even know where to begin. Well, we're going to begin with Resident Evil. But this is going to be hard, okay? So cut me some slack. I'm going to try and go as quick as possible with little to no explanation on each game, alright? As a horror game, Resident Evil defines survival horror. Where horror would be a dead genre without the game. Alright? Thank you, Jill's Valentine, for the 33 months. Thank you, Padfoot, for the 4. Thank you, Mr. Randolph, for the 18. Thank you, Harlow, for the 2. Thank you. Thank you again, Mr. Toys. Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Resident Evil 2 Remake. A S tier horror game. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, S tier horror game. Resident Evil 4, S tier horror game. Code Veronica, S tier horror game. Dead Aim. Uh-oh. Listen, in terms of horror game, if this was a Resident Evil tier list, the S would not be true. But if you're looking to play a horror game, they're all S tier. Am I right? Dead Aim is a D. D for Dead Aim. Resident Evil, D for Deadly Silence. Resident Evil Gaiden is garbage. Resident Evil Outbreak for a horror game is a B. They're both semi-similar. Resident Evil Remake is the definition of survival horror. Actually, you know what? Because I just said that, we need to actually save S tier for the definition of survival horrors. Alright, Revelations 2 is a very good horror game. Survivor is really shitty, but I love it, but I'll put my own personal opinion aside. Umbrella Chronicles is garbage in terms of a horror game. Zero, a D. No, Zero's a C. It's a beautiful game. Resident Evil 2, that's an A right there. Let's put that to the front of A. Silent Hill, that's an A. Silent Hill 2, that is the two best horror games ever made are Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil. Alright. Silent Hill 3, I'm putting that at the end of A. Silent Hill 4, that's a C. Book of Memories, that's an S. I actually haven't played Book of Memories, so I gotta be fair. Silent Hill Downpour, that's a D. Homecoming, that's the end of D and always... actually, Silent Hill Home... Guys, in the chat, what do you think is worse? Homecoming or Downpour? Someone asked me that yesterday, and I really couldn't decide. Here, I can't see chat. 1 second. You guys, last time I did a tier list, you guys were like this. It was behind a white bar. 1 second. Alright, can we see chat? We can't. Is there a dark mode on this website? Murphy, run! I think you can too, Maxie. I just don't know how. Presentation mode? Oh. Perfect. Perfect, thank you. Alright. There, this horror tier list, we can actually see what you guys are saying. Thank God. Alright, so let me ask again. Just type whichever one's better. Which is better? Downpour or Homecoming? I think Downpour is better. And I used to think the opposite, but I woke up. Homecoming's better? Homecoming. All right, well, I'm going to keep... Well, they're both garbage, so we'll just put them both there. I'll put Homecoming in front. All right, thank you for answering. Origins is it's a D. Silent Hill Shattered Memories. This game is... I think this game is ruined by its port. I think Shattered Memories is a good game, but there's no good port. Wii is the best port of the game, but the best port lags every time you open up a door. Every single time you go through any door on the Wii version of the game fucking lags to shit and drops to like 10 FPS, and it's horrid. If Silent Hill Shattered Memories was on PC, I think it would be a semi-decent game. Alright, Silent Hills, this is a fucking demo, so it doesn't count because it's a fucking demo. I hate websites that are like, PT's the best horror game ever made. Yeah, it might be the best horror demo ever made, but it's a fucking demo. Actually, it's a teaser. Alright, Alone in the Dark 2, haven't played it. 3, haven't played it. Alone in the Dark, I think is a C. It's a fun game, but it's aged pretty badly, but I still think it's a decent game. Alone in the Dark, A New Nightmare, I also think is a... it's okay. That's at the bottom of C. Actually, it's a D. Where am I putting this? Here. I speedrun this game. It's okay. Clock Tower 3 I think is a really good horror game. I'll put it in a B. Clock Tower for SNES I also think is a good horror game. I'll put it at the top of C. Clock Tower 2 is fucking garbage. Clock Tower 1 is pretty decent. I think it's better than the SNES one, if I could put it ahead of there. There we go. Cold Fear, I haven't played it yet. Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick, haven't played it. Evil Dead Hail to the King, baby. It is very bad, but I actually think it's better than... nah. Let's put it there. Haven't played this. Extermination, in my opinion, is garbage. I hate that game. Fatal Frame 2 is very good. Let's put her right here. Fatal Frame is probably the best... Fatal Frame 2 is probably the best Fatal Frame game. Fatal Frame 3 I think is also very good, but not better than Fatal Frame 2. What is this? I don't know what this is. Do you guys know? Is this for? I actually haven't played it. And this is Fatal Frame Made in the Black Water. I think this is Made in the Black Water, which I think is an alright game. Let's put it here. Fatal Frame is... I also think is really good. Fatal Frame 1 and 2 are awesome. My problems with Fatal... Let me just get into this really quick. My problems with Fatal Frame 3 and Made into the Black Water are simply the backtracking. The backtracking is absolutely brutal in both of those. But one thing Fatal Frame Made into the Black Water does worse than 3 is every single time you pick up an item in the entire game, it is a very... When you pick up an item in Maiden of the Black Water, you pick it up slowly, and every single time you can pull away if a ghost hand tries to grab you. That's scary, probably once, but you have to do it for the full 14-hour experience for every single item, and the game has way too many items. But I still think it's a really good game. C is still really good. I think D and garbage are where it's getting bad, but... okay. Siren, haven't played it. I've played the first Siren. Glass Rose, haven't played it. The Gregory Horror Show. Haunting Ground. I actually really like Haunting Ground. I think it's an amazing horror game. But I think that the second half... I'll put it here. I think the second half of the game is way worse than the first half. I think it super falls off on the second half. I do really like Haunting Ground, but I'd like it a lot more if it was consistent. I think the game falls off at the section where you have to go from like, I think it's a generator or something, or like this, you have to make something with multiple generators, and if you mess up you have to start over. From that point onward, I think the game falls off hard, but I do really like it regardless of that. The alchemy part, yeah, exactly. Okay, I can't dwell too long on one. I don't know what this is. Kuon, I'm yet to play that, but I really want to. I haven't played Manhunt 2. Manhunt is a classic. We'll put it at C for classic. Not much to say about that. Michigan Report from Hell, haven't played that. Well, I have played it, but not in forever. Obscure, I think that's a decent game. I'll put it here. I think Obscure is really fun. It's like this. It's super inspired by 80s or late 80s, early 90s horror movies. And yeah, I think it's really fun. It's super janky, but it's a charming game. I enjoy it. And Obscure 2 is the same thing, but worse. So I'll put that at the front of D. Rule of Rose. I don't know if I should go with D or garbage. I think Rule of Rose is a cult classic. A lot of people think this is one of the best horror games of all time. And I think it's really good. I think this game, all the cutscenes are really fucking good. And the stylized menus are really cool, and the sound effects are really cool. But I think the game itself, this is personal opinion. I think the game itself is super boring. But most of all, it has the actual worst combat I have ever seen in a horror game in my entire life. I'm not going to put it garbage. I should, but the combat is atrocious in that game. I'm not putting it garbage because I still think it's worth a play. Like, these are all worth a play unless it's in garbage. And even then, I've never played Abyss. I've never played Shadow Tower. Siren, I can't remember. Spirit Camera, don't know. Suffering is a pretty good horror game. I actually think it's better than Obscure. You know, it might even be a B. I haven't played Suffering since I was a kid, though, but I do think it's a really good game. I remember it being really good. I can't speak. Never played this one. But I think Suffering is a good game. The Thing, I actually think... The Thing is also a good horror game, but I have a major problem with The Thing that I'll talk about really quick. In The Thing, spoiler alert, you have a blood kit. My whole mic stand just came off. You have a blood kit, okay? And just like the movie, you can test which of your teammates are the Thing, okay? You following so far? Let's say you test a teammate and he's not the Thing. There are scripted moments in that game where it doesn't matter. So you test a teammate and he's safe. He's not infected. You walk one step and he's immediately the Thing. He's immediately infected and he's killing you. It's so fucking stupid. The entire game is based off this trust system, and the trust system is just thrown out the window whenever the game decides it is. Actually, for that point, I'm putting it at C. X-Files, haven't played it, but I mean to. I hear it's really good. Don't know what this is. Alien Trilogy, I think, is a pretty good horror game. It's a really scary game, for sure. The reason I'm putting it as a C is because it's like absurdly hard at times, at least from what I remember. I haven't played it in forever, but yeah. Amnesia, I don't know, guys. I'll put it here. I'm not the biggest fan of Amnesia, honestly. I think it's scary until the first enemy shows up, and then from that point onward, it's not scary anymore. In terms of a horror game, it should be like an A. But for me, I don't really like the game that much. I don't think it's scary, and the story is sort of annoying. That's me, though. The game that changed everything, yeah. You know what? For the sake of all YouTubers, we'll put it ahead of The Suffering and Fatal Frame. 3. The Calling, I've been meaning to play this. I've never played it. Call of Cthulhu, I've never played it, and I don't know. Don't know. No clue what this is. Corpse Party, I've been meaning to play it. Haven't. Countdown fucking Vampires is better than Rule of Rose. Better than Evil Dead, maybe? But that Countdown Vampires is... It's a Resident Evil clone. You start off in basically this like circus, sort of. I know a lot of people love the game, but no, God no, S tier Countdown Vampires. The game is not good. Okay? The opening theme is the best part to the game. It is a charming game. It's really fun to watch, but playing it is not a fun experience. The puzzles in this game, I think, are atrocious. It is so hard to figure out any of the puzzles, and not in a good way. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. Cursed Mountain, no clue. I don't know what Curse is. Dead Space 2 is actually one of my favorite horror games. I think it is S tier. I always say, I think the 3 best, if anyone is like, I should play a horror game, what do you recommend? What's the most fun horror games? I always say Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil, Remake, and Dead Space 2. Now, these, I like these games better than Dead Space 2 or like Resident Evil 2, but I don't want to flood this with one game. So we'll just put Dead Space 2 up there. Dead Space 3 is here. I mean, I played it. It's okay. There's not much to say. I've never played this one. Dead Space 1, I actually think is A as well. I think Dead Space is an awesome game. There's a reason it's getting a remake. Really, really good game. I like Dead Space 2 a little more. I think it's aged a little better. What's this? I don't know what this is. Dark. Does anyone know what this is? I don't know. Don't know. Dino Crisis 2, it's not really a horror game. It's way more action. I think as a horror game, it's like a C, but whatever. In terms of games I enjoy, I love Dino Crisis 2. I'll just put it here. It's on the list, whatever. I'll put it here. Dino Crisis 2 is... I love that game, and I think it is really, really fun. It's basically a mix of RE3 Mercenaries and Dino Crisis 1, and I really love that game. Dino Crisis 3 is the end of D, I guess. No, better than no, okay, not the end of D. I haven't played it since it came out, but what I do remember is it has some of the worst camera angles I have ever seen in my entire life. Oh wait, did I put it in garbage? Oops. It's better than Rule of Rose. All right, there we go. Dino Crisis 3. Dino Crisis 1, I think, is probably the end of A. I think it's a really good game. I used to not like it a lot, actually, but ever since speedrunning it with the multiple endings, and I think it has better voice acting than Resident Evil and a more complex story than Resident Evil, and it has a lot of cool puzzles, even though they reuse puzzles a lot of the time. I do think Dino Crisis has a lot of problems, but I also think it's not like an absolute must-play, but I do really enjoy the game. Dino Stalker, I didn't play it since I was a kid. Disaster, same as a kid. D, I really enjoy. I think it is, for me personally, I think it is right here. I enjoy it more than Haunting Ground. It's it stands, or D is basically like you go up Dracula's castle. Dracula is your father. It's a point and click first person game. I really, really enjoy it. Okay, Doom is a horror game? Well, Doom is a god tier game. Let's just put it here. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. That's also a really good game. Doom 3 is Doom D. Not the biggest fan of Doom 3, honestly. I'll put it here. Doom 64 is really good. It's weird that these are even here. Let's just put it ahead of Doom 3. Doom Eternal. I actually really like this game, but it's not really horror. I don't know. I sort of want to drag these. Doesn't count. Let's just put them at doesn't count. I'll put these two. It doesn't count. Doesn't matter anyway. Don't know. I don't know what this is. Eternal Darkness, really good horror game. I don't know if it's an A, but it's definitely at the top of B. Yeah, Eternal Darkness was an iconic game when it came out. It was very unique. It had this really cool system that was new at the time. It was the sanity meter and just sanity in general in the game. It would trick you and think your game turned off. It would trick you and do a lot of things, make you think game over and all this other stuff. But Eternal Darkness is a fantastic horror game. Evil Twin, never played it. Never played Fear Effect. Final Doom, let's just put doesn't count. Galarians. Galarians, I think this game is, I don't know, it's better than Obscure. It's right there with Countdown Vampires, honestly. I think it's better than Countdown Vampires, but the one thing that ruined Galarians for me was there is a hotel or an apartment section or hotel section Oh, it just dragged on and on and on. It took forever, and it was just backtracking and boring segments back to back to back. I think there's a cool idea with Galarians there, and I think it is semi worth a play. But man, the game is rough sometimes. I don't know what this is. Don't know what this is. Half-Life. I mean, it's Half-Life. I don't think it counts. You know, it doesn't count. Well, it is sort of a horror game, actually. Whatever. Haunted Mansion. Haven't played it in forever. Hell Knights doesn't count. Or I haven't played it. House of the Dead. What's this? Does anyone know? I don't know. We're almost done, guys. We're getting through it. Thank you, LeBrons. And thank you, Senior Lucci, for the 31 months. Thank you, Kuroda, for the 24 as well. And thank you, Salt Miner, for the 5. And Jill's Valentine, thank you for the 33. And Padfoot, thank you for the 4. The Grudge. Haven't played it. Haven't played it. I really want to play this, but I haven't. I've never played Goldoka. Lifeline. I really want to play it. Martian Gothic. I didn't expect this to be on here. We just played this yesterday. Thank you, Jokers, for the gifted sub. Yeah, S+. Martian Gothic, I think, is... Guys, I'm really torn with this game, honestly. I just don't know. Like, it is a very bad game. I do not recommend playing this game. If you know what to do, it's a great experience. If you don't know what to do, it's a very bad experience. I'm just going to put it at the top of... I don't know, guys. I'm really torn. I'm putting it... I like it... Well, okay, this is my tier list. I enjoy playing this more than Amnesia, so I'll put it here. Martian Gothic... I have a love-hate relationship. I can't think about it anymore. We'll be here literally forever. All right. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Number Creatures 2. This game's soundtrack is by Rob Zombie. So I actually have a lot of conflicting thoughts about this game. I booted it up for Halloween 2018 or Bawktober or 2017, and just because I was telling chat that I liked it more than the first one. And I realized when I booted up, I thought it aged so badly that it was unplayable. I played it for like 2 seconds, like this game is fucking horrid. I actually fully played it last year and I really enjoyed it. I'll put it here just ahead of Suffering. I thought it was really fun, actually, not gonna lie. Nightmare Creatures I also think is probably better. But Nightmare Creatures, the problem with Nightmare Creatures is it's way too fucking hard. It's a great game, but it is way too fucking hard. Onimusha doesn't count, but if it did count, I put it at like a A or probably an A. Overblood 2, haven't played it. Overblood, love this game. I don't think it's a good game though, but I do love this game more than this, more than this, more than this. Yeah, probably right here. I love Overblood. I think it is really fun just because of Barry Burton. I like the really monotone, or not monotone, but I like the really the quiet music, the peepo. Barry Burton is the main character basically. I'm a huge fan of Overblood myself. So we'll keep it there. Parasite Eve I think is really high A. This game is amazing. Probably here. I think it's God tier almost. I wish there were more games like it. It's a horror RPG. Those like don't exist except for Parasite Eve, and I love that game. Really, really good game. Parasite Eve 2, I think, is far worse, especially as a horror game. Yeah, probably here. Parasite Eve 2 is a great game, but it's just not for me. Penumbra, I haven't played. I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it either. What is this? Does anyone know? I don't know what this is. I see a lot of people asking, did I play X or Y? You will literally get the answer to your questions as you watch this video. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I played this as a kid, but Run Like Hell. I can't remember exactly what this is. I did play it though. There's a lot of games on here. Forgive me, folks. Zombie U. Haven't played it, but I heard it was pretty good. Alan Wake. All right. I think Alan Wake's a really good game. It's just not for me, but I do think it's really good. I think it's better than Shattered Memories, but Alan Wake's a great game. It's not my kind of game. I'm putting it C as a personal thing, but I think it's actually really good though. But it's just not for me. Alice, haven't played it. I've been meaning to play that. Alien Isolation. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A. Because I think it has massive issues. But the massive issues are two specific things. Its first issue is the ending. I think it's better to get to that issue later. The first issue is the padding in the game. The game is far too long. It's like 4, maybe 5 hours, maybe 6 hours too long. I think it took me 16 hours on my first playthrough, but I know what a lot of people think. Whoa, you criticize a game for being too long? Yeah, despite popular belief on the fucking internet, like Twitter and all that shit, it's not... Just because a game is longer doesn't mean it's better. This is one of the prime examples for a horror game that is too long, and I don't think many people would disagree. The game constantly makes you do the same thing that you did hours ago. So let's say in hour 2, you repair a generator in this like old rundown lab. Well, guess what? In 2 hours from then, you'll do the exact same fucking thing in a lab that looks almost identical. You'll repair another generator. The game is way too long, but I can't put it lower because I do think it's a really fucking good game. And I do think if you like horror and you like Alien, it is a really, really good experience. It's just too long. It's yeah, Maxie. It should have ended 3 times. Yeah, I think this game is too long. But I still think it's an A because it is a really solid horror game. When people ask, like, what horror games should I play? Alien Isolation is always one that I do recommend. But I warn them, if you're not looking for a long, semi-repetitive game, don't play it. If you don't mind and that's what you're looking for, then play it. Not everyone minds something being repetitive. And I'm a speedrunner, but I know that all too much. But anyway, Alien Resurrection, I can't remember. Colonial Marines is garbage. There we go. Alien vs. Predator is actually really good. Alien vs. Predator is the best, probably besides Alien Isolation, it's the best Predator and Alien game. Oh god. Wait, is this the one I'm thinking of? Where you can play Alien, Predator, and the Marine? Or is this not the right one? Not the one I'm thinking of? Oh, okay. Among the Sleep, really good. I actually really like this game. I've played it quite a few times. I'll put it here because I like it better than Amnesia. Among the Sleep, really underrated. I think it's a really good game. You play as a kid. It's basically a kid's nightmare. It's a really, really good game. Really recommend that one. Plague Tale, I didn't finish it. Didn't play it. Bioshock, God tier game. I don't think I need to say much about Bioshock. You guys know all about this game most likely. Amazing game, amazing twist. Bloodborne is God tier, but I don't know if it counts, but let's just pretend it does. God tier game. Blue Stinger. This is a weird one. I think Blue Stinger is a little underrated. I don't know. Definitely around the Thing for me. Blue Stinger is, I'll just say it's underrated. It's a Dreamcast game. It has the best Christmas song in any video game ever. It's not really a horror game. People call it a horror game. I don't think it really is, but whatever. We'll just put it on there for fun. Call of Cthulhu. I didn't finish it. I've played it though. Carrier. This game. Oh my god. Love-hate relationship with this game as well. It's similar to Martian Gothic. Carrier is basically Resident Evil in space, but the voice acting is somehow worse, and the map design is atrocious. And the best announcer says the title to the game, Carrier. It's it is a D. But like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. When you bring up Carrier, I'll have so much to say about it as opposed to a lot of the games on this list. But only because I actually grew up with it. But yeah, Carrier is definitely a really funny one. Okay, we're not counting the Castlevanias. Symphony of the Night. Let's just count Symphony of the Night because it's a god tier game. Let's just put it up here. Symphony of the Night's like an S tier game, but let's put an A for horror games. I don't know what this is. Does anyone know what this is? Oh god, I almost drank my like 3-year-old coffee. City of Lost Children. Never played it. Never played it. Jericho. This game is... Wait, what did we play? Did we play Jericho or did we play Clive Barker's? We played Undying, right? I played Jericho though, and it sucks. I'll put it here because the game is not good. Condemned, I think, is one of the best horror games ever made. I actually really like Condemned. It's an awesome game, so underrated. If you have not played Condemned and you're looking to play a first-person horror game, Condemned is so fucking good. The melee in that game is awesome. Like beating up hobos and shit and just small-time crooks with your melee. Really good game. I played that when it came out and it blew my mind. I've never played this one. I've never played Control, never played Crypt Killer. D2 is one of my favorite horror games of all time. D2 has its problems, but I'm putting it here. Actually, if I'm being honest, I'm putting it even higher. I love D2. This is actually super realistic for where I'd want this. D2, I don't recommend it overly, but it takes place in Canada, in I think Yellowknife, Canada, or like Northwest Territories or something. Most of it takes place outdoors in the wintertime. Combat is first person. When you're in a building, it's also first person, and when you're walking around outside, it is third person, or like the camera's way up top. Fucking love this game. I've played through it like 4 or 5 times. It is very dramatic. Like this, it is super cutscene driven. Like the cutscenes are really long and take forever, and it's like half the game. But I love D2. If you've never played it and you want something that is completely different than what you're used to, like Resident Evil, D2 I highly recommend. It's very fucking weird, but I love this game. It is a very important game to my childhood. I love D2, and I really recommend it. Dante's Inferno, I don't know, doesn't count. I've played it. I think it's awesome. Doesn't count. I've never played Darkseid. Didn't play the sequel. I don't know what this is. It looks like DuckTales. Days Gone I really enjoyed, but I think Days Gone is a pretty fun game. I think it's also underrated, but let's just put it doesn't count. Dead Island is a fun game, but I haven't beaten it. I haven't beaten this one either. Deadly Premonition. Sorry, I'm trying to talk as quick as possible and get this over because I don't want this video to be like hours long. Deadly Premonition is a really good game. But it's not really a horror game. I'm just gonna put it here. But I recommend the game. It's really funny. And for some of you, it would be an S tier game. Don't know what this is. Dead Rising 2, I haven't finished it. Dead Rising 3, I haven't finished it. Dead Rising 4, I've never played it. Dead Rising, though, let's count that one. I think this is a really good game. Probably an A or a B. Dead Rising is awesome. Really fucking cool game. Especially when you forget about the sequels and think of Dead Rising as a game on its own. It's so good. It's such a unique game. Or when it came out, it was super unique. I think Dead Rising is awesome. And yeah, MedUnit. I actually read the sentence for the username. Yeah, me and MedUnit went to school with this guy. I think it was in like language arts class in grade 11, but he told us that Capcom doesn't make good games. And we were both like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Haven't played it. Devil May Cry is god tier game, but I don't think that counts. I mean, it sort of does, but Haven't played it. Dying Light's a fantastic game, but I didn't beat it. Evil Within 2. I guess we'll count that. I think Evil Within 2 is... I think Evil Within and Evil Within 2 are both B games. I do really enjoy both of them, and I think they're both on par with one another. Two things I think Evil Within does well. I'll just talk about both games at once. Evil Within has really good enemy design. I think the enemy design in those games is really, really well done. The story can be very confusing, but I love the gameplay and I love the enemy design. And the environments in those games I really enjoy as well. But some of the best monster design, I think. Really, really, really enjoyed my playthrough of both of those games. I played through the first one a couple more times. Let's put that ahead of the other one. But yeah, I loved Evil Within 2 when it first came out. But I don't think it's A. Well, it's not A for me. Sorry. I always try and think of this meta. When I do tier lists, I think of it like, oh, this is what it should be, and this is what I think it is. This one is just what I think. It's what I enjoy playing. I'm sorry, Maxie, I've never played Fear 2. I'm sorry, Max, I've never played Fear 3. I'm sorry, Max, I've never played Fear 1. Gears of War doesn't count. Don't know what this is. Never played. Home Sweet Home, I think it's pretty good. I'll put it here. Not much to say. Never played this. Don't know what this is. Hunter the Reckoning. I played that when I was a kid. I think it is. It's all right. I can't remember it overly, but we'll put it here since I can't remember. But I do remember semi enjoying the game. Never played the other ones. Illbleed. This is a really fucking weird game. Illbleed is very strange. It's right there with Blue Stinger. It's right there with D2. Games that come out on the Dreamcast are very fucking weird. Even like Power Stone is a fighting game. Most games that come out on the Dreamcast were just like... Actually, most games. Not even horror. Dreamcast games in general are just very, very weird. Coming from someone who grew up with a Dreamcast, my oldest brother owned one and I got to play it all the time because he was never home. But Illbleed, super strange. I think it's around here. When you play Illbleed, in the first 10 minutes, you're probably going to think this is the worst game I've ever played in my entire life. It makes no sense. It's too weird. It's really fucking stupid. It's very strange. I hate this game. At least that's what I thought when I first played it. But then I played it on stream, which on stream you can't throw in the towel on a game that quickly. When I played it for the first time, garbage. I fucking despised it. When I played it on stream and I actually was like forced to go through it, I actually semi enjoyed it. But yeah, I think Illbleed is a C. I think I'll just put it with Blue Stinger. I don't know. It's okay. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I would, honestly. Land of the Dead, didn't even know that had a game. Last of Us, let's just say it's a horror game. I know Last of Us 2 has tainted the franchise for the better or for worse, but Last of Us is a god tier game. Last of Us 1 is really fucking good. Not much to say. I'm not going to count these, but they're both very fucking good. Little Nightmares is a really good game. Let's just put it here. It's not my favorite, but I'm going to put it wherever I think is necessary. I like it more than Amnesia there. And you know what? Fuck Amnesia. I'm putting that there. You know what? Screw it. Fuck Amnesia. There. Alright. I see what this is. I haven't played it though. Lone Survivor. People keep telling me to play it. Haven't. Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm just gonna put this here. The game is awesome. Luigi's Mansion 1. This game's so good. I honestly think it's an A. Luigi's Mansion is fucking iconic, in my opinion. I fucking love Luigi's Mansion. It's so good. Like, and one thing I like, one aspect of the game I truly admire is in Wario's Land or Wario World, when you beat the game, all the money you collected, it showed you like the house you could afford. And it did the same with Luigi's Mansion with the mansion at the end. I fucking love that shit. With all the stuff you collected. But Luigi's Mansion, amazing game. Amazing game. Highly recommend it. If you've never played it, play it. Love Luigi's Mansion. So good. All right. I don't know. Never played it. 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 Outlast. First playthrough, it was okay. Second playthrough, hated it. Third playthrough, which was last year, I actually really enjoyed it. Outlast is great in my opinion. I think it's better than Amnesia. There. As long as it's in front of Amnesia, I'm happy. I really enjoy Outlast. And I like Outlast 2 better, but I don't see it here. Prey, I didn't finish it. Quake doesn't count, but it's a great game. Never played it. Undead Nightmare, love Red Dead 2. Fuck it, let's just put it on here. Red Dead 2, Undead Nightmare is God tier. Not really, but... Okay, Saw. I don't even know the difference between both these. Let's just count this one as both of them for me, because I don't remember. I've played both of them back to back, actually, so I get them confused, but I thought they were way better than I was expecting them to be. Maybe the Bottom of Sea? I do think they're worth a play. They were surprising. I actually thought they were okay. They definitely weren't, like, garbage. Yeah, definitely like a C or so. Oops, my foot was holding in the control button. Or my leg. Shadow Man doesn't count, but I fucking love Shadow Man. I just played through the remaster on Twitch, or here, a few days, or, like 2 months ago or something, right? I love Shadow Man, though. And when I replayed the remaster, it solidified my thoughts on it. I do love this game. I think it is awesome. Really enjoyable game. The Dark Soul is mine. Fuck this. I'm putting it on the list. There we go. All right. Don't know what this is. Don't know what this is. I know what this is, but I just haven't played it. Stubbs, I haven't played it. Darkness, haven't played it. Coma, haven't played it. Have not played. The Ring, Terror's Realm. This game is fucking garbage. I hate this game. It is atrocious. I think it's the worst game on this list so far that I've played. Anyway, I don't want to go too far into that game. Alright, don't know what that is. Don't know. The Town of Light, haven't played it. Don't know. Until Dawn! Really good game. Probably here. Maybe even an A, honestly. Until Dawn is a fantastic game. If you like horror games, and especially horror movies, it is so worth a play. Thank you, Captain Crunch, for the 24 months. Thank you, BP, for the 13. Thank you, Beltolls, for the gifted sub to Septica for the 4. Thank you. Yeah, Until Dawn, fantastic game. Really recommend it. Don't know. Haven't played White Day yet. I plan on it. Wolfenstein doesn't count. World War Z. Fuck. All right, and we're done. I'm sorry that this was a little rushed, but generally, I'd say looking through this, no, keep in mind, like Resident Evil 2, Silent Hill 1, Resident Evil 2 Remakes, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 4, Code Veronica, Silent Hill 3, Dead Space, Bloodborne, Parasite Eve, that top row of A could be an S. I don't even care. If I woke up tomorrow and someone hacked my account and changed it to an S and posted on my social media, I wouldn't even flinch. Because those games, I think, are all just as good. But yeah, the only games I think are actual garbage. And I don't even think these are garbage. Garbage is still like semi-okay. But don't think any games on this list I despise. The Ring, Terror's Realm, yes. But I love how Clock Tower 2 is ahead of Extermination. And 2 of you in chat sent me Extermination in my P.O. box asking me to play it, and I felt horrible when I opened it because I already played it. And woof. I did not like it. But thank you. Thank you. I own 3 copies of the game. But yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed going through a tier list of games. Take it or leave it as you will. I like how 5 Nights at Freddy's, there were a lot of games that were missing from here. I might have to do a different one with games that, like, there's a lot of non-horror games on here, and there's a lot of horror games that aren't on here. Yeah, Nightcry is one. 5 Nights at Freddy's is another one. But yeah, thank you, Arthur, for the 8 months. I really appreciate it. Nightcry wasn't on here, but yeah, enjoy, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is my general thoughts. Everyone, I get asked the question a lot: have I played this game? Do I enjoy this game? Have I seen this movie? Do I enjoy this movie? Now you have your answer. Here it all is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me rant very quickly. Oh, say bye, YouTube! If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the list as well. Not that everyone would make it through this.